Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Joe Emilio Show. I'm your host, Joe Emilio. How are you guys doing? What you guys up to? We're going to have quite an interesting discussion today. And as I've said before, this is every Tuesday I try and do a solo stream with you guys. You guys get to ask me any question you like. If I can, I will answer it. But other than that, we're going to talk about a few things. If you've looked at the description of this video, you might already know more or less what we're going to talk about. And yeah, I'm just going to wait a little bit until some people join. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send a message out on my Telegram channel. And yes, I have a Telegram channel. If you're interested, please join the Telegram channel. The link is in the description. I do try and keep it updated as much as possible by telling you guys of upcoming streams and uploads and stuff like that. So please give it some love and go and subscribe to that. Yeah, so just very quickly going to, I'm busy doing that thing right now, like as we speak. Okay, cool. All right, done. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in. Kate saying hi, Joe. Hello, Kate. And then Kevin Nicklin saying Dodgy Joe Show. I'm not going to rename my show. And then I'm here now. What's happening? Chadwick joining in from Manpatria. By the way, shout out to Manpatria. I was on his show for like 2 seconds, for like 2 minutes. And yeah, thought I would just, he invited people to come on. So I was like, hey, why not try and go on? Then yeah, it didn't last long, but yeah. All right. So Kevin saying, I enjoyed your and Hugo's banter on the BDL show on Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, that guy. Ah, man. Yeah, go watch it. That was actually, it was fun. It was fun being right. I'm kidding. All right, so Katarina, or Catherine, or Catherine, or Catherine, I don't know, is back. She says she's back. Hello, welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Cool. Let's get right into it. I think so. There's 3 topics I want to talk about today. Okay, or tonight. Okay, which I don't know if you guys have been keeping your eyes on what's been happening, but there's a reason why I'm wearing this hat right now. Okay. One, because I get to punt Rebel Store ZA, which, by the way, there's a winter clearance sale on the store. Go check it out. 30% off all the winter stuff. So go check it out. Link in the description. You can use the promo code at checkout, Tech Winter. So that's Tech as in TSEK. And then winter, one word, capital T, capital W. Go check it out. Yeah, go get something. If you see something you like, go get it. But other than that, I'm wearing this because of one of the articles I saw today. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show you 2 articles today. One is about a 15 million rand stadium. I don't know if you guys have seen it. And in the same article, there's a school that was built. It's a very nice school. It looks nice. But it was built 2 years ago, only unveiled this week. Okay? We'll get into that. And then we're also going to talk about the protest that happened this past weekend that I was at, where a water cannon malfunctioned. But there's an article that's been released about that protest, and I thought we'd go through it just very quickly. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I'm not going to bore you guys too much. But in the meantime, if you have a question or whatever, you're more than welcome to ask me. So please do so. Otherwise, join me on this adventure. Now, very quickly, if you go to my YouTube channel, you will see the water cannon video there. It's only about 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes, so you could go check it out. It's a bit about the protests that happened this past weekend and stuff like that. This is also a video on Cape Independence and 8 parties that are going to push for a referendum on Cape Independence. So go check that out. I interviewed Phil Craig on that one. Is very interesting. It's only 10 minutes as well. So go check out these two things. And if you want to know more about Freemasonry or Freemasons, go check that out. This one, it's gotten a lot of people upset. But anyway, let's get to the. What do you want to do first? Do you want to do the article about the 15 million rand stadium, or do you want to do the article about the protest first? Which one should we start with? I'll let you guys decide. Just say stadium in the chats or protest in the chats, then I'll know. And then we'll start with either one, okay? Because there's a bit to say and I got some stuff to get off my chest. And I got something I probably should have said in the video, but I only found out about it afterwards anyway. So, I mean, I can, because there's something that's interesting that is happening. But yeah, I'll talk about the article. And the article kind of, look, I don't know if the journalist, because here's the thing, guys. I spoke to a journalist. I know, Joe, how could you talk to a mainstream media? How could you talk to the mainstream media, Joe? You know they twist things. You know there's a narrative being pushed. I know, guys. But the contact details was given to me by someone I trust. And then I was like, well, maybe this journalist will be fair. And they kind of were. They really, like, they were on the line. But the journalist also saw my video about the water cannons and was like, oh, I loved your video. It was so funny. And I was like, well, then maybe I can have an honest discussion with this person. But anyway. And okay, so a lot of people are saying protest. So we'll start with the protest article first. Catherine's saying, I love that water cannon. Landon, good to see you here, buddy. Initially, I thought Cape Independence would never happen. But if South Africa really decays more and becomes a failed state, I think there's a decent chance it can happen. Yeah. Kevin's saying, protest. Beth Eleutheria, guys, go check her out. Go subscribe. She's doing it again. She's back on YouTube. Go check her out. Eleutheria, Beth Eleutheria. Give her a sub. Yeah. Good to see you, Beth. And then Catherine is here. She said protest, and then the stadium protest. Do you know Debbie Else? Of course I know Debbie Else. I've interviewed her on the show. We hang out okay, we don't hang out all the time, but I mean, like, every protest we pretty much like, hey, how are you? Catch up and stuff like that. And she fills me in on what's been going on. All right, cool. So let's do the protest thing first, okay? Now, guys, this is why I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I actually spoke to a journalist. Because I made it very clear to that journalist. Like, I have the voice notes to prove it, okay? I have the voice note to prove it. That I told that journalist that this was not an anti-vax protest or an anti-jab protest. YouTube, don't take me down. But it was a protest against the mandatory jabs, certificates, and passports. Okay. Now, I'm giving this journalist the benefit of the doubt, and here's why. Okay. Because of the headline, okay, already kind of pissed me off, all right? It didn't piss me off. It just made me like, oh, really? Really? But then the line afterwards actually says a group of protesters who gathered at Sea Point Promenade on Saturday to denounce mandatory vaccines, lockdown regulations, or accuse the police of aggression and intimidation. So I think the headline, benefit of the doubt here, was just to grab people in, okay? Which, I mean, that's what mainstream media does. So some YouTubers do it as well. It's not clickbait, but like, you know, it's like we need a hook, and reel you in. All right. Anyway, so they go on about talking. Okay, they say approximately 250 people were there. It was more. I've seen reports of people saying there was like maybe 500 people there. I estimated 300, but I don't know. So basically, anywhere between 250 to 500 people were there. And then. So again, the protest was about, against the mandatory vaccines. If you guys watch my video, you'll see there was a lot of people there that had signs screaming for freedom. We want our rights back, freedom of movement, freedom of health, freedom, just all the freedoms you can, all our liberties, we just want them back. And this is what I'm credited. I was actually credited in a newspaper. Like this is the digital copy, but I mean, I'm in the news. And I thought that was pretty cool. They actually called me comedian, which is great. So anybody who ever doubted, but it was also because of the video I made. I didn't among the protesters. I was documenting, and yes, I did go there to also support. But so they're not wrong with that. And I did. The demonstration was peaceful, but the article doesn't mention the malfunctioning of the water cannon. But I want to make something very clear, all right? Which is why I wanted to talk about this. All right. Like a few weeks ago, within that week, okay, before this protest, okay? Just before that protest, okay? Have a look at this. Wait. Okay. And this is kind of like what really irked me about what the police did. Okay? Don't know if you guys can see. That is an EFF rally, okay? But also that wasn't the only one. That was not the only one, guys. I will show you another one. All right, this is an ANC rally. Okay, with other with SACP or whatever it's called. All right, there you go. All right, let me get a better. Okay, you might be able to see this one. All right, look at that. Look at how many people there are. Look at, I don't see social distancing happening here. Okay. And some people, in some of the pictures, let me see if I can find one here. I forgot which picture. Yeah, there's a guy not wearing a mask. I guess, well, that's, anyway. Okay, here we go. Here's a nice picture of just like how many, look at that. Look at the amount of people there. They might be wearing masks, but they're not social distancing, that's for sure. All right, and this is an ANC rally, okay? So what pisses me off about the protest that happened this past Saturday is that the police actually got out a water cannon and were going to aim it. In fact, like literally, guys, before I made that video, like I just missed the police saying, this is your final warning. If you do not disperse, we will fire. Like that's literally what they said. And there were elderly people there. There were children there. And they were ready. They were ready to not harm, but they were ready to spray these people. Much like, it reminded me so much of the protest that happened in Cape Town. Like, remember when there was a protest in Cape Town and that restaurant, Truth Coffee, got sprayed with a water cannon, and those people were peaceful. They weren't doing anything. They were literally just standing there. And they were social distancing, and they were wearing masks, right? It also reminded me of the Sasa Grant, the queue at the Sasa Grant, where that lady, whatever her name is, got in and sprayed those innocent people who were waiting in line for the Sasa Grants. Sasa Grants, which the government has forced these people to take, right? And now so that really, I mean, one side of me was like, if this happens, this is going to look really bad on the cops. So a lot of people were saying it was divine intervention that took place that day, because you guys have seen my video. If you haven't, go check it out. I literally start recording as the engine is just and you can see the cop banging the dashboard in frustration, which is really funny. And it got stuck. It wouldn't work, and nobody was sprayed. What happened afterwards, though, after the protest, is people started to talk about and again, take this with a grain of salt. Like, this is unconfirmed reports, unverified. But some people say that they overheard the cops saying that they got their orders from Cyril. I would like to think they got their orders from the ANC. I wouldn't necessarily, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Cyril. Definitely the ANC. And the orders were shut it down. Make sure it doesn't happen. And I gotta admit, I've been to a few of these protests. You guys know this. I've been to a few of them. I document them. This one last Saturday was different. Different in the sense of the police. There was a large amount of police. Like, I think I still have a video of it, which I haven't shared with anyone, where I'm documenting, or not, well, I'm basically just filming the area, right? So I'll show you guys like a picture. I won't be able to show you the video, but this is like the Sea Point Promenade, right? Like where all the stalls are and all the food. Everybody gathered there, okay? Now right next to them, okay, was the police. And here I can show you. Okay. That's just some of them. That's not all of them, okay? They were gathered in the corner. They were having a bit of a meeting. And I tried to get close and record them and stuff. And the main guy was not happy with me. He was like, this doesn't concern you, this guy. I think he was, I don't know, the captain, I don't know. This big guy right here, okay? That guy in the middle. He did not like me. But anyway, so it felt, because like I said, I've been in these protests. I've filmed the cops before. I've walked up to the cops and asked them questions. I've had chats with cops. I've gone right up to their cars and filmed them. So it was really weird to me that this guy was like right off the bat and like, no, don't film, go away. You know, this doesn't concern you. So I was like, okay, that's a bit aggressive this time. That's different. That's very different, right? And that's why I think, like, again, take it with a pinch of salt, but I wouldn't be surprised, right, if they really did get, even Bekitele was like, just shut it down, right? And I know people like to blame the DA and like, oh, look at what the DA did and stuff like that. And I only thought about it afterwards. But I could have contacted Natasha Matsone because she did come out at the last protest when the Truth Cafe was being water cannoned. She came out and told them to stop. Would she have done the same thing now? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Okay, and I know people are upset with the DA, and I know people have opinions and stuff like that. I'm not trying to say that the DA isn't to blame or is to blame. What I'm trying to say is this one felt off. And I think some of the cops, or someone, rather, I should say, someone in the ANC was not happy about a previous protest, literally the week before. So this one I was at was on Saturday. I didn't go to the previous Saturday, all right, 2 weeks ago, where there were almost 800 people, if not more, that went to that protest. And I don't remember any reports of the cops being aggressive. I don't remember any reports of aggressiveness from the cops. They did try, I think, to stop the protesters, but they were quickly, the cops quickly gave up, like very quickly. This time, the cops tried 3 times. Once while they were marching, and again, peacefully. Nobody's looting. Nobody's like tearing up stuff like the EFF does. Like if you look at Senegal, what the EFF did to that small little town by ripping out cement, trash, whatever you call it, trash cans and signs and stuff like that. Nobody was doing any of that. It literally took a walk on the promenade. That's what happened. That's all that happened. With their signs and chanting and stuff like that. That's it. We weren't disturbing anyone necessarily. We weren't, or they weren't doing anything, really. But then the moment they started marching, the water cannon quickly comes around. Cops are like running on the other side, like trying to keep up. They're already at the finish line, creating like a barrier. All right, like it just felt like they were trying to box everybody in. Like I remember walking next to the march and looking on my right and seeing all these cops running, and then seeing the cop cars going by, and then the water cannon, and then I'm like, it feels like they're trying to box us in. Felt, and that's why this protest was, this one's different, and I have a feeling the next one, they might be even more aggressive. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the next one. It's this Saturday. I don't even think a lot of people are going to go to that one. Just because, I don't know. I have a funny feeling about it. But I'll see. I'll see I don't think I'll be able to, though. Unfortunately, I've got plans, guys. I do have a life. But I will try and go to as many of them as possible, because Debbie Else actually said that they want to do this every week, just like France are doing it like regular. So yeah. I just wanted to say that this protest was interesting, and if anybody tells you it was anti-vax people that were there, I'll be honest. Yes, there were anti-vax people there, but they were not the majority. It was a very small group of people but the majority at this one and the previous one were people who don't want the mandatory vaccines, who don't want the vaccine passport or the vaccine certificate. That is the truth. So yeah. Let me just catch up on some of the comments before we move on to the next story. You guys have been chatting away. Good. I like it. Okay. So Landon saying, I'm also technically a journalist, even though I own a company. And you are right. You can't trust any journalist. Yes, she is a very brave lady. She doesn't take cockeye. Like, seriously, that woman is she's a tough one. Did you hear digital? Did it? I did not hear about that. I was too busy laughing at a stadium that is worth 15 million rand, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. Yeah. Robert King, hello, buddy. How are you? Set the rules. The rest of the ASAP's not independent. They take orders from the ANC. Yep. Double standard exists. Even the DA did a rally with 10 people over COVID limits. Government. Yep. Really surprised at what happened. Quite truthfully, I'm not. I mean, like, it was weird. Yeah. Usually the cops, like, I was at the gun protest at Parliament. It wasn't even that bad. Like, I don't know, the cops were different this time. Just felt different. Yeah, they are. And the thing is, like, again, there were kids, man. There were kids in that march. Like, you could have seriously hurt a kid. Imagine the trauma that kid would have gone through. I don't know. SAP's acting on orders is no excuse. The need to also stand up for the constitutional democracy that RSA. Yeah, that is true. Okay, away, Jesse. How are you? Bekitsele were very aggressive with beach attendees. Yeah, that's also true. Yep. All right, so yeah, that's what I wanted to say on that. Like, if anybody tells you differently about that protest on Saturday, like, don't believe them. I was there. It was ordinary civilians, civilians from all walks of life, like the black, colored, Muslim, Christian, Hindu, you name it. Everybody was there. A great mix, and yeah, it's scary. That, I mean, on the one hand, you think to yourself, you can see the police are becoming a little bit more aggressive every time, or at least this time they were. And then you wonder to yourself, like, either we're pissing off the right people. Well, no, we must be pissing off the right people, I think. There must be a reason why they were so aggressive. Anyway, I'll let you guys decide on that. We move on to a very... Sorry, I just think this story is funny. But before I move on, again, please, Telegram link to, if you want to join my Telegram channel, link is in the description. Please subscribe to it. Again, it's just a notification channel. And go check out the video if you haven't yet. SAP's water cannon malfunctions. There it is. Go check it out. You'll see how the SAP's water cannon malfunctions. It's quite funny. All right, so like seriously, after reading that BS, Futsak. Okay, I cannot, like, I'm angry, but this, not surprised, angry. I don't, like, guys. Like, let's just look, okay? So, to the untrained eye, okay, the Lesseton Sports Facility in the Eastern Cape, the Enoch municipality might look like just an empty field with some patchy grass, a couple of cheap pavilions, some freestanding goalposts, toilets, a couple of JoJo chinks, and a tiny guardhouse. The stadium. So what they just described in that first paragraph, they then go on to say the stadium. The stadium. Okay? They're referring to this as a stadium. Okay? Like, okay. Let me just put this into perspective for you guys, okay? Cape Town Stadium. Okay? Let's just look at a picture of the Cape Town Stadium. Okay, so that, let me just, hold on. Okay, so you guys can see. Okay, that's the stadium. Okay, I don't know how much the stadium is. We can Google how much was the Cape Town Stadium. Okay, which probably also was ransacked of, okay, so 4.4 billion. Okay, 4.4 billion gets you that. Okay, apparently 15 million gets you this. And I don't know about you, but if this is out of your budget, surely, okay, let's see this one. What's that one? Newlands Stadium. Okay, that's also stadium. Newlands Stadium cost. Okay, I don't know why. Does this happen to you guys as well? Just, yeah, Newlands Stadium cost. Okay, that's not the one. This is Cape Town Stadium. I want the Newlands. Renovated, owner, capacity. Okay. This is the stadium in Newlands. Is this Cape Town? Yes. Okay. History, blah, blah, blah. 2,400 people. Where's the cost? How much was it? Tell me the cost. Blah, 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 blah. Stadium. 5,000. Home page. There's no cost? Where's the cost? Because someone help me out. If you guys can Google faster than I am, or I can, like, let me know in the comments if you know how much the stadium cost. Sound dropped. Sound is back. Okay, cool. There won't be a crappy 50 million stadium like that in Independence. You have to punt the Independence Cape, don't you? I don't know. Like Newman Stadium. Anyone know how much that is? I don't know why you can't find out how much. It would help if you spelt it right. How much was Newland Stadium? Okay. Who bought? You're not giving me a price. Okay, I gotta move on from this. But anyway, okay, 15 million rand should be able to get you a pretty decent stadium. I mean, proper stuff. All right, like again, let's just look at the Newlands Stadium, okay? Because it's not Cape Town Stadium, okay? But I mean, like, look at that. That's a decent stadium. It's not Cape Town Stadium, but it's not this, right? What, this maybe 2 billion, a billion? I don't know. I have no idea. But I find it very hard to believe that 15 million rand, okay, 15 million rand paid for this cock. Okay, just look at this. Look at the seats here. All right, there's not even a back. There's no back support on these. It's just a little blue. It's a little blue seat. Okay, it's like a blue seat that you would put your toddler on, so that they're at level at the table. Okay, it's a booster seat. Okay, it's a little blue booster seat. That's it. No backrest, no nothing. All right, this can maybe seat what? 100 people max, not even. Okay, look at that. Look at that. All right, 15 billion. And let's not forget the grass. All right, like it's not like the oh my word, like the grass alone. Like there's nothing. There's the parking in the background. Okay, and you can see the grass in front. There's supposed to be. Let me just explain to you guys what this. According to the municipality, okay, it's 15 million rand sports facility, state of the art rugby and soccer fields, and athletics track. Where? And if it's so state of the art, why didn't they take a picture of it? Because let me tell you something. When this stadium was built, I'm pretty sure they took a lot of pictures of the green and the stadium and the state of the art. What? Okay. Not here. They're like, no. Let's take a picture of people sitting on the booster seats. Okay. Let's not show too much of what we did. and then even better. Okay. They go on to say grandstands. They're calling them grandstands. Okay. They have ablution facilities, which is a fancy way of saying bathrooms. Changing rooms, and rainwater catchment tank. It's a JoJo tank. And high-rise water tank. None of that is going to get to 15 million rand. Okay. I mean, just to show you how embarrassed they actually were. Okay, there was a Facebook post, all right, that was explaining all the construction. It's like a detailed explanation. They deleted it. Okay? And people are going to town. I mean, even Floyd Shivambu, who I rarely agree with, and in this I have to agree, the ANC municipality in Eastern Cape, has opened what they call a stadium for 15 million rand, was paid to build this thing. And they're proud of it. The people of South Africa must vote these people out of power because they have no shame. None whatsoever. 15 million rand for this. And I agree with Floyd. Don't vote for the EFF either. But I agree with Floyd on this one. Like, even Floyd Shivambu, okay, is like, he's shocked. Takes a lot to shock him, I know, okay? Has deleted the 15 million stadium post. They know that it was crap. Yeah, it was. Futsek, ANC, yeah. Honestly, this is the pits. Local municipality community deserved better, and we will show y'all at the polls exactly what that is too. Exactly. You guys should. I mean, heads need to roll. Cyril Ramaphosa. 15 what? How can this be a how can you call this a stadium? Shame on you. I mean, look at that. Look at that picture where they're cutting the ribbon. Okay, first of all, that's a caution ribbon. So it's not like a proper red. They couldn't even 15 million rand, and you couldn't even get a red carpet. You couldn't even get a proper red ribbon to cut. Seriously? 15 million rand. You got a stupid freaking caution. Oh crap. You got a freaking caution tape. That's caution tape. That's where you put for you when you want people to not access something, which you should have probably kept on and not cut it, to be honest, with the situation that you have there. Oh, and by the way, 15 million rand also went towards the fence that you see in the background there. State of the art fence. Were there any tripwires, cameras, motion detector? Nope, none of that. I will say it's better than the clothes horse that Patricia DeLille put up at the borders. I'll give it that. But yeah, this 15 million rand. They couldn't get a proper red carpet. They couldn't get like a proper red banner. No, they had a red ribbon. They had to get that. Wow. You guys spared no expense. Oh my God. And I mean, if you're not face palming, if you're not rolling your eyes, if you're not like thinking to yourself, what the hell? They are stealing money in front of us. There is no way that what you're given now, is worth 15 million rand. The math just doesn't make sense, people. Please stop voting for the ANC and the EFF. Please, can we just agree on that? Can we just stop? Can we just stop? And if that doesn't make things worse, okay, there's more. Let me just catch up before I get onto the school. Let me just catch up on some of the comments you guys have been giving. So let's see. Okay, so apparently Newlands was 115 million. Okay, so 100 million more than that, but still, I'm pretty sure 15 million can get you close to that. And who knows how much of that 115 million, like, I'm sure there was some, like some, hey, let me, a small change. Sounds like everything actually costs about 30K. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Exactly. Our tax dollars hard at work. Exactly. Thank you, Hendo. Yes, do smack the like button. Floyd always looks shocked to me. It's just now he's more shocked. But imagine cutting the ribbon for the DIY project. Man. Yes, I agree with this one as well. They've got jokes. This is so bad. No wonder the rest of the world thinks we're idiots. Things like this make me want to become a forensic auditor. Yeah, Matthew. We should, yeah. Yep, I agree with this one. The morons that vote ANC do not watch this channel. Well, they should, because maybe then their eyes would open up a little bit. I mean, come on. Exactly. Man. Yeah, exactly. Let's see what it looks like in a year's time. I don't even say a year, dude. 6 months. After elections. Let's see how it looks like after elections in 3 months. Okay, elections is less than a month. Let's see how it looks like in 3 months. Let's see. State of the art. That's flipping. A booster seat is state of the art. A caution ribbon is state of the art. All right, and I mean the grass. This dead, barely painted line grass. Oh my word! I have no words. And okay. Moving on. Now this if you thought that took the cake, okay? If you thought it couldn't get worse, wait. Okay. In another Facebook post, the municipality also unveiled a brand new school, which looks much nicer than even the Lessiton sports facility. Well, I mean, you're not really aiming for much, are you? I mean, if the new Lessiton sports facility is your standard, is your goalpost, all right, you're not really aiming very far, if I'm honest. Like, if you've got a roof, you've pretty much, I don't know what is above state of the art, but if you have a roof, you must be from the flippin' future, okay? And look, it does have a roof, okay? It's got a roof. It looks very nice, right? It looks extremely nice. I mean, I've got to be honest, it looks like a nice school. There's playgrounds, there's gates there, you know, there's a little place where the kids can play and stuff, you know. It's got a roof, okay? So here's the thing, guys. But even this came under scrutiny of a social media user who questioned why the school is only being unveiled now after having been completed nearly 2 years ago. Footsec, ANC, Footsec. It continues. This school was completed more than 2 years ago and has been standing as a white elephant because their tricks of getting the people of, I cannot pronounce it, I'm sorry, off the farms failed. Now with election time upon us, it is being used as an electioneering gimmick and touted as a symbol of developments that are taking place. What they do not realize is that more and more people are beginning to see through their shenanigans. I mean, who's that guy in Shameless? The main character, the old man, the father? I don't know if he's the main character, but he's the father. I mean, the ANC aren't like... How... You just thought, like, what? You're going to build a school? We'll build a school. Okay, here's the plan. We'll build a school. Okay. Because, you know, people want us to build a school, right? We said we're going to make schools in the Eastern Cape, so we're going to build a school. But here's the kicker, okay, guys? We're going to keep it secret. We're going to let it be there until the elections. But, sir, the elections are 2 years away. It doesn't matter. If we leave it there in front of everybody, they'll forget it exists. You know, we have the Zondo Commission. Everything else is going to distract them a little bit. We'll be fine. And the mother effers actually tried to unveil it now and pass it on like, look at what we built. Yes, we just built it. 2 years ago. It's brand new. It's practically brand new. Yeah, it's practically. I wonder if like a week ago they went through and they like cleaned it up, you know, spruced it up a little bit, kicked all the homeless people out of it just so that they could unveil it this week. That's probably what they did. This is the government we have, guys. This is the ANC. This is like, I cannot explain to you. Anybody who tries to defend the ANC after listening to those two stories should be ashamed. You should if this doesn't prove to you how ridiculous the ANC is, if this doesn't prove to you how they don't give a damn about the South African people, if this doesn't prove to you about how they just want to rob you even more and more, all this cuck about expropriation without compensation isn't for transformation. It's to rob us blind of everything that we have left. Is to keep more and more people on a social grant so that they can buy their votes and stay in power. All right? This basic basic income grant is BS. It's never going to work. All that's going to happen is you're just going to remain at a certain level so that the ANC can keep you in their pockets. That's all they're doing. Because they want to try and spread that fear that, oh, if someone else has voted in, you're not going to get a basic income grant. You know, instead of giving people the power of earning their own money, of owning their own businesses and growing and being able to provide for their families. No. The ANC doesn't want that. The ANC wants you poor. The ANC wants you destroyed. The ANC wants you ignorant. The ANC doesn't give a damn about the South African people. And if that stadium is the best they can come up with, I mean, flip, man, people should feel like it's a slap in the face. And I've heard that in some communities, the ANC is being chased out. Because people are actually telling the ANC, like, oh, you only appear when it's election time and you come for your KFC and you give us some shirts. But beyond that, you're full of empty promises. Some people are waking up. And I'm very happy that some people are waking up. Because it's about freaking time. Because let me tell you something. If come the next national elections, the ANC is not out of power, we're going to be in some serious doo-doo. Like, really bad, guys. And I know people don't necessarily like me talking about this, or everybody has their opinion on this, but I'm saying go vote. I don't care what you think might happen or might not happen. A lot of people are like, oh, but what's the point? You know what the point is? The point is to have your say. And I know that some people are like, yeah, but the IEC is corrupt. Go. Go and let them give you a reason to go out and protest. Because if the IEC is corrupt, we'll find out. The truth will come out. The truth always comes out. But if you don't use that last bit of right that you have before it's too late, then I'm starting to believe it's very difficult for anyone to complain about this government without having skin in the game. Now, you may disagree with me on that, but I'm starting to feel very strongly because it is the people who are not voting. I mean, even if just 2 million of you went, just 2 million, not all of you, just 2 million went to go vote, it could change everything. Just 2 million, 3 million, maybe, I don't know. It's very small. There's 66 million people in South Africa, maybe even more than that now. Just 2 million need to go vote, that's it. We should be seriously considering the next elections. We should be seriously considering who we're going to vote for. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. That's not my job. You have the internet, you have Google. You go do your research. Action SA, DA, Freedom Front Plus, ACDP, Cape Independence Party, whatever. There's so many parties. Dacha Party, I don't know if they still exist. I don't know. Honestly, as long as you don't vote for the ANC and the EFF, I think we're going to be fine. Okay? But we definitely need to get the ANC just out of here. And I know what Robert King's going to say. Cape Independence. Yeah, that's one avenue. Absolutely. One avenue. Keep doing what you're doing. Cape Independence Party, Cape Independence Movement. Keep fighting the good fight. Because while you're busy fighting that, I'm going to go to the polls and I'm going to vote. I've registered and I'm voting. And I hope you will too. Because I am hutful of this government. They don't give a damn about the South African people, and I don't think they ever have. Maybe in the beginning, but I don't think so. I'm starting to think that everything about the ANC was a lie. We've been sold a lie, and we need to take back this country. If you love South Africa, if you want your kids to have a future, it's time to put your money where your mouth is. From all avenues, whether it is you want to go and protest, All right. If you want to go to Sea Point Promenade and protest, and good on you, go protest, have your voice heard. If you want to vote, go vote. If you want to pursue the Cape Independence movement, go do that. I'm doing all three. I don't care. Anything that says Footsec ANC, I put my stamp of approval on it. I don't give a damn. Okay? Because the ANC must fall. Footsec ANC. Rant over. I'm good now. I feel better. Thank you guys for listening to me. All right, let me catch up with some of the comments that have been coming through. I'm very sure. In-service delivery protest. What stadium is there to burn down, dude? It's like 3 booster seats and a pile of metal. Nothing to burn down. They can't afford staff. Let's see. I hope they have a rally at the stadium. Yeah. Hello, Matthew. At least one. Yeah, at least one must stand for something better than falling for the BS. Exactly. Let's see what Chadwick says. If people are registered to vote, just spoil vote, then not vote. As if you registered and don't vote for estates you're happy with them. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Stand up or shut up. I like that. Thank you, Tarquin. Go vote, guys. Bring back the dog party. Ah, man. ANC/SACP is Zimbabwe-fying, yeah. South Africa with a purpose at great speed. Yep, I do agree with that. Look, also, anybody who tells you that the South African Communist Party does not influence the ANC is an idiot. Like, I'm not, like, seriously. I've said it many times on the show. I have proof. The ANC president, Cyril Ramaphosa, goes on their birthday this year and thanks the South African Communist Party for being an integral part of their liberation movement. So, I mean, if that doesn't tell you something right there, then I don't know what will. Tarquin saying, later, guys. Oh, you're leaving already? Okay, cool. No worries. The rant's over, so now you're, like, bored. It's okay. Thank you for tuning in there. Thank you so much. And while we're here, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to the show. I'm going to be done in about 7 minutes. I've seen already an hour's flown by. But if you enjoyed this, give it a like. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Yeah, go check out rebelstoreza.com if you want some of this merch. It's also this making fun of things. So, yeah. I imagine if the DA do win an election one day, there will be mass protests like what happened in KZN, just a bit worse. Hopefully by 2029 elections at least. Maybe. I don't see why there would be mass protests though. DA is actually getting a lot of favorability in Pretoria, and Action SA is also doing a lot of headway in that region as well. I don't know. It's hard to tell the reach of the DA, and I know it's not as good as it should be. All these parties are struggling. Like, that's the one issue with politics in South Africa is like ANC, because they steal so much money, they have large amounts of money to campaign. I mean, they even said like they would rather. That's why their staff haven't been paid by the way. They actually said, I think it was Tito or no, Bikele, who came out and said, yeah, you guys aren't going to get paid because it's election season. Like, that's literally what he said. The staff in the ANC are not getting paid because it's election time. So the ANC would rather use their money for elections than pay their own staff. Like, that's the mentality right there. And yet somehow they still get votes. I don't know how. I don't think there would be protests. I think what is probably going to happen, if you guys want my honest opinion, pretty soon I'm going to have Franz Cornier on my show, and we're going to discuss this, because I'm going to discuss the future of South Africa with him, and I'm going to give him my point of view as well, which is, I do agree with him that there will be enclaves, like people are going to separate from the state and become more self-efficient and not rely on the state at all. There's going to be little communities. It's already happening in a lot of areas in South Africa. But I also think that secession will happen. I think KZN is going to secede. I think that is a huge possibility. And I think that the Western Cape will secede as well. And it's almost like both of them are playing chicken. Because there are talks of KZN secession. And it's like they're both almost like waiting to see what the other one does. But the moment one pulls that trigger, the other one will follow. And possibly others as well. Yep, they shouldn't. But somehow, well, they've forgotten that they're supposed to serve us, right? But that's the thing. Like, also with South African politics, that's what I've also noticed. It's like there's too many parties. Like, there's way too many parties. You know? You have your, like, top parties, like the DA, EFF, Action SA now is growing, IFP is growing, ACDP, Good, some other parties I can't even cope. Like, those are the ones that, like, people hear of. Freedom Front Plus, Cape Party. But there are so many others that we don't hear about. And, like, you go to the ballot box and you're like, what Decha Party? Are they still, what? How? Like, where? You know? It's just too much, guys. It's too much. Why are we doing this to ourselves? There's a Cape Colored Congress Party as well. I don't know if you saw, there's apparently a puss party. I think it was a meme, though. It was probably a meme. I thought it was funny. It's going to be in my next social media circus episode. So go check it out. Which, by the way, if you haven't, subscribe to my new channel, Social Media Circus. I've got some funny stuff on there. So, yeah. I don't know. I think I do know this. South Africa is going to be very interesting in the next 5 years. I think things are going to change so much. Things are going to be interesting. I think there's going to be more riots. There's going to be more people that are hurtful and upset. I think both secession movements will gain traction. I think ANC, if they do win the next elections, national elections, it's going to be by ball hair. Like, it's going to be so close that by 2029, I think, is it 2029? Because there's national elections in 2 years, right? Yes. In the next, like, not the next one, but the one after that, ANC won't be. It's like almost impossible. Also because, and Franz Grenier will probably talk about this on my show, because he theorizes that the majority of ANC supporters are the elderly at the moment, and a lot of them will pass on as we get to 2029, so their voter base will shrink. Which means it's highly unlikely that we will have the ANC in power over the next decade. But that's the thing. After a decade, is there going to be any South Africa left? That's my worry. But yeah. So yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but I say vote. I'm saying vote. Yes. So that's this one that's coming up, but the one after that will be 2029. And Franz Cornier says in 2029 he doesn't see the ANC winning that election. He sees them winning this one, the 2024 one, but again by like a margin, like just and then in 2029 he doesn't think they'll win. But who knows who will be in power? I mean, I don't know. Well, I'll discuss that with him when he's on the show next week, I think, or the week after. I can't remember if it's a week from now or 2 weeks from now. Got quite a few of you watching, actually, and I'm quite pleased about that. I almost don't want to say bye because we've increased in viewership. But I've said all I had to say. And I don't know if there's anybody that wants to ask a question quickly. I'll stay on for maybe 5 more minutes, but I do have to go. I've got stuff to do. So I'll stay on for another 5 minutes if you guys have any questions. Other than that, for those of you that are tuning in right now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please give it a like or dislike. It's fine. It's really okay. So yeah, just let me know. Maybe you don't like the Footsec ANC hats. It's really nice though. You should think about buying one from rebelstoreza.com. All right, so guys, I will say this as well. Thank you so much for staying with me on my solo stream. And thank you for those of you that are commenting in the live chats. Really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And consider becoming a member to the channel. I really suck at asking for this stuff. You know, like Ronaldo has it down to a T, right? Like Ronaldo, like every 5 minutes is like, check out my merch, man. Yeah. Super chats are salty cracks, man. He doesn't talk like that. I don't know why I gave him that accent. I got nothing against Ronaldo. He knows. But yeah, I suck at asking for super chats and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. And don't feel obligated. Like really, I'm just excited that you guys are here hanging out with me. Landon asking, who do you recommend people to vote for and why the Puss Party? I don't know if there is a Puss Party. I saw a meme, I think. I don't know. It's in my next episode on social media circus. If they're real, they might have my vote. I'll be honest, like, and that's the thing, right? That's the thing about South African politics as well. It's like, who do you vote for? And I think that's a personal decision. I know that I'm between 3 parties. DA, yes, I am, but just I'll explain why. Action SA, and maybe 4 parties: Cape Party, Cape Independence Party, and FF Plus. So there's 4 parties that I'm thinking about. Not so much these 2. I gotta be sorry, Jack Miller, if you ever watch this, but like you guys are really like on the last of the list. Like I'm still like, there's some things I like about you guys, but then I'm like, kind of like Action SA or DA a little bit more. And Graham, good to see you, buddy. Coming in with fire. And Shag Dweller, hello, how are you, buddy? Here's where I'm, okay, so I don't mind saying this, and next time I have Natasha Matsone, or even if I get John Steenhuisen on the show, I'll be honest with them and I'll say to their face, if I vote DA, it's purely strategic. I do like some of your policies, I'm not going to lie, like I do, and John says the right things from time to time. But it's purely strategic, because in my mind, I'm like, do I want the ANC in power for another 5 years? No. What are the best chances I've got to dethrone the ANC? And fortunately, it's the DA. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, or whether you call them globalists or whatever, I don't know. I'd rather take my chances with the devil I don't know than the devil I know. And I know that's not how it goes. But we've had this ANC for 27 years. out of that 27 years, we are deteriorating really fast. DA has done well in the Western Cape. Not exceptionally well, but their hands are also tied. So it's like a catch-22 situation. I'm not sure what to do, but this is why I keep on going back and forth, because it's like I strategically want to vote for the DA, but at the same time, they're not exactly aligned with... I don't like everything they say. But the same goes with, what was the other part? Action SA. Like, Action SA has, like, they don't want expropriation without compensation. They believe in gun rights. They are against the mandatory vaccine. They are cleaning up. They want controlled borders. You know, like, I like what they're saying. And I had Herman Mashaba on the show. And that's actually why, Herman Mashaba was on the show, not John Steenhuisen yet. So Herman Mashaba gets a little bit of it up, in my opinion. John, if you ever would, invite is still there, John. So Action SA, I kind of like Herman Mashaba, man. I'm not going to lie. He's a cool guy. He's a nice guy. He flipping came on the show. I'm like a nobody almost, man. I got mentioned once in a newspaper. Okay, I've been mentioned a few times in a newspaper, but recently mentioned, like, I haven't been mentioned in a newspaper for quite a while, guys. That's why I was excited about it. But, but yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like the ANC just needs to be dethroned. We need to just vote for anyone else besides EFF to be in power. Like, we need to give someone else a chance, is what I'm trying to say. And if the DA stuffs it up within the first 5 years, we vote them out. Okay? We vote them out. And we get Action SA, or we get whoever. You know? And again, I'm not saying, I don't want to tell anyone to vote for anyone. Okay? I'm telling you my personal opinion. This is why I'm conflicted. You can hear I'm conflicted. I don't know who to vote for. I have to make up my mind within another 3 weeks or so. So I'm going to have to decide. But again, your vote is a personal vote. You know, if you want to do a strategic move, do the strategic move. If you like ZACP, or you like ACDP, or you like Freedom Front Plus, if you like them, then vote for them. It's your right to do so. That's the whole point of voting. Okay? If there's one thing I can tell people to do, is that when you meet someone who doesn't want to vote, try to convince them to vote. Just try. Give them your reasons why you're voting. If it fails, then that's really sad, because we do need people to vote. Even if you go to the voting polls and you're disgruntled, like you don't want to be there, you're standing there and you're like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to vote, blah, blah. Just freaking vote. Vote for someone who might give this country a better chance than the ANC, because let me tell you something, anyone besides the ANC and EFF is going to be better. And you cannot say that the DA won't do a good job. You cannot say that Action SA won't do a good job. You can't say that the Freedom Front Plus won't do a good job, or ACDP, because you want to know why? They've never been in power yet. They haven't been given that chance. The only party that kind of has a chance, or that kind of has a track record, is the DA. And I think Freedom Front Plus and some other party, I'm not sure. But DA's been running Western Cape for quite a while. Not doing a bad job. And I've been to Joburg, I've been to Durban. Yeah. I've literally seen where the highway goes from clean, well-kept road to dirt road in the next province. Like, that's a real thing. So yeah. Let me get to some of the comments. Someone saying, let's see. Landon saying, I think if I was in KZN, I would vote IFP, but Nelson Mandela Bay, I feel like I have to vote for the DA. Dude, no judgment here, man, as long as it's not the EFF or ANC. Like, I swear, if anybody says they're voting for the EFF or ANC, I'll have them on my show and I'll be like, why? Give me one good reason. Like a freaking I can't argue point reason why you want to vote for those two parties. If you want to vote anyone else, I don't give a fuck. I say use the vote. Go vote. Just go. Son of the soil. I like to bury him in the soil. Or are we just saying random things now? Stick to DA. I used to be able to do his voice. I'm out of practice now. Everything was better. Everything. No, I can't. Never mind. DCIP, FF plus, or action. Yep, it's a tough one. Yeah, that's also true. It's also true. It's not about liking. I like what Ferdosh says here. It's not about liking. It's about who performs. Yeah, people should also look at that. Like, come on, who's put their money where their mouth is? Who's doing something? Herman Mashaba is big buddies with Malema. That puts me off him. Don't trust him. Let me tell you something, Catherine. And this might really hurt your feelings, but every politician is friends with every politician. I've seen it. Cyril's friends with Malema. They're all friends, like all of them, like even the DA guys. They're all of them are friends. Don't think for one second that theatrics that happen in Parliament, they're not friends. They're friends outside when they're fucking they're all friends. So don't. Politics is politics, man. Politics is politics. It's a dirty game. It's a very dirty game. Yeah. Yeah, Graham, you do that and let us know how that works out. Because they're loyal, still somehow, some way. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Okay. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's all forgotten. But every week there's new amounts of money that has been stolen, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. But yeah, I feel like as civilians we have a duty to show our disdain at the ballots. To show your disdain on the streets, carrying Footsec ANC signs, and show your disdain if you want to support the Western Cape Independence Movement, or even the KZN Independence Movement. So yeah, but do what you can to make yourself bulletproof from the state, because we're in a failed state, guys. If you live in the city, you'll be confused about why I talk about this stuff. Like, Constantia Tunnies don't get it. They just don't. You have your billions. You think life is great. You think Cyril's saving the world. Like, you have not seen the real South Africa. And until you get off your high horse in your 5 billion rand mansion on Camps Bay or Constantia, and you go down to the townships or to a small town that doesn't have any water, or look at a child that is near death from starving because their parents can't get a job because they lost their business because of the lockdown, all right, then you tell me how much the ANC cares. And by the way, they can't get that COVID grant or that COVID relief fund because the ANC has forgotten about them, or because they don't qualify for BEE. You tell me who the ANC really cares about then. You tell me if Cyril is really your hero. Valerie Cooper, you missed a lot, man, because I'm about to go off. You missed a lot because I'm about to end the stream. Actually, I need to go. I really need to go. It's over an hour. But thank you guys so much for the awesome chat. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for listening to Two Rants. Once again, if you want to support me, you can become a member to this channel. Greatly appreciated. Subscribe, like the video, share it if you feel people need to listen to my rants. And yeah, if you're watching this after the fact, comment below. Let me know what you thought about the 15 billion rand stadium that is state of the art, and what you thought about the school that was built 2 years ago but was unveiled this week, and what you thought about the protest, the water cannon not working, and what you think about these protests that are happening at the moment. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Valerie, thank you for coming through. Graham, Gerrit, Shack Dweller, Catherine, Ferdosh, Chadwick, thank you so much. G Sawyer, Landon, always good to see you. Matthew Dixon, thank you. Tarquin, Sideliner Opinions, Eleutheria, Pet Zoo Film Crew, go check them out, guys. Kool-Aid, thank you so much. Kate, and the list goes on. You guys are here. Nick Muller, always good to see you here. And everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. If I forgot that you were here, I'm sorry. But yeah, Hindu. So some of the names are popping up now. But anyway, guys, I'll be back on Thursday evening with the boys. We're going to be doing comedians roast the headlines. Tune in for that. It's always a lot of fun. It's great laughter. I think we are gonna have a lot of fun. I've already seen some of the headlines. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you on Thursday. If I don't see you then, stay safe, be kind to one another, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.